Okay, so once you fire up AirViewer, it's a lot like inSSIDer if you're familiar with that product. It's just going to show you the neighboring networks around you and your network, right? What's really cool is right off the bat, you're able to see what network your device is associated to. So I'm working from home today, so this is my own personal home network. Cathify is what I call it. And I'm able to see with that chain link icon right here. I'll see if my annotation tool, perfect, it's still there. By that chain link tool right there, I'm able to see that I'm associated to that network. And what's really cool is I can dive into that network card here. And keep in mind, I'm on the networks view here. So for this moment, I'm at this left-hand side here. Networks view is what we call it in AirViewer. And right off the bat, I'm able to get a signal strength over time of my network. So I have an access point that's just right on the other side of this wall, and it's deploying a network in both the 2.4 and the 5 gigahertz band. And so my channel 11 radio right here is, you can see it's really high. It's at negative 40 dBm. It's just right on the other side of the wall. And again, you remember the amplitude, the wavelength is a lot larger. And so of course I'm able to see it at a higher signal strength. My 5 gigahertz band on channel 42 here, as you can see, kind of hovering between negative 60 and negative 70 dBm. And you can also kind of see that right here as well. And so if I were to walk around, you would see these lines slowly start to drop or raise. And in fact, if I attenuate this signal on my WiSpy DBX or my WiSpy Air, you'll see it kind of start to drop there. So it's pretty good, pretty real-time analysis there. And then I'll go ahead and unattenuate the signal. And you'll see that kind of start to go back up there. One really cool thing is, again, I'm able to see which radio I'm associated to. So I know that I'm on the 5 gigahertz radio, and this is really important, especially when you're considering a mobile device. If I didn't have a WiSpy Air connected to this device, my really only analytics that I get or can glean is from the Wi-Fi menu here, right? I can see I'm associated to the Cathify network, and I have a bar meter from 1 to 3 if I have good signal strength. So it's really cool to be able to kind of, at this point, see exactly which radio I'm associated to. And so I'm on the 5 gigahertz band here because of that chain link icon. And it's really important and pretty neat. And furthermore, I can see what clients are on the network. So if I click into my 5 gigahertz radio card here, I'm now able to see what other clients are on the network, which is really, really cool because remember, there's a packet capture adapter built into the WiSpy Air. So one cool thing I can see is, of course, I'm looking at the BSSID at this point, but I say I want to take a look at some clients. It looks like here's an Apple client that I want to take a look at. And at this point, you can essentially, play hot or cold with the signal strength, which I think is really neat if you want to locate a client on the network, and you get some cool analytics. I think this is my my laptop because the utilization is kind of going up, and I'm hosting this webinar on Wi-Fi, so I'm thinking that this utilization is coming from my laptop, my MacBook Pro. And if this MacBook Pro were to roam from one band to the other or go from one access point to the other, I have an access point out in the back as well, you would see that history here on the client roaming history, which is really, really, really neat. So if you back out there, and what's really cool, like I said, one thing it has over the air check and things like that is I don't have to be associated to it. So I'm just kind of looking around here. I'm looking at other networks here. And, if there were clients, right now it's about 11 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. So I'm not sure if any of my neighbors are using their Wi-Fi devices. But those are things that you can see. Yeah, I'm not seeing any clients, but pretty neat to be able to go and dive into the details of other networks as well.